Alright, I've exited the airport and heading to the S-Bahn station to head to the city center. I think my first stop is going to be Marienplatz. I want to kind of go in the order of Munich's top sites downward, I would say, so I'm going to start with the best. The early morning hour is definitely getting to me, so I'm going to get a coffee to wake up here very quickly, or else I'm going to be out of sorts. I got exactly 7 hours to head in and get back to the airport for boarding. So the travel pass that includes travel from the airport and all local transport around Munich for one full day until I think it's 1 a.m. the following day costs €13.50. So it was affordable. I wouldn't call it cheap, but affordable. I'm pretty sure the 9:45 bells are ringing right now. So this is Marienplatz, the heart of Munich, right here. So this is the Neues Rathaus, or the new town hall. This building looks quite old, but it's actually only turn of the 20th century, so late 1800s. This was built as the replacement of the old town hall, which is a little bit further down. You can see very almost Gothic in style for sure. And its signature cuckoo clock and clock tower. So it's ringing the 10 o'clock bells, I believe. You can see right in the center there is a actual cuckoo clock that kind of performs when the clock goes off. A pretty incredible building. And right over there is the Altes Rathaus, the old town hall. And again, this is the Neues Rathaus, or the new town hall. You would have guessed that it probably was the reverse, but yeah, this building is newer than that building. And another beautiful church over here that was kind of hiding between the buildings. Very long, narrow steeple on this one. Beautiful column here in the center of the Marienplatz as well. All right, this is the incredible Frauenkirche. Also some really beautiful windows here in the downtown of Munich with these flower bouquets under every window. Really pretty. You get a straight-on view here of the two steeples with two clocks actually, and those really weathered oxidized iron cupolas at the very top. It's really hard to see because it's quite backlit this morning. So I'm suffering a little bit from repeat fatigue here, given that how many times I've been to Munich. So I think I'm gonna, I'm documenting the sites for your sake, but I'm probably not as enthused as I otherwise would be because it's not my first time here. That said, I'm going to focus on some experiences. I'm gonna head over to the what's called Hofbräuhaus for lunch and really enjoy some true beer garden atmosphere here in Munich. It's probably one of the best things to do in this city. So it's definitely an impressive church. These towers are absolutely huge, given their age especially. And looking over here, this is one of the entrances. This cafe has some like outdoor seating right next to the church too, so it's not as busy as other big cities in Europe, that's for sure. And you can see this interesting drawing right above this doorway. I'm not sure what that is. Really stunning church though. So the Frauenkirche was built from 1494 to 1524, so it is incredibly old. And the towers stand 99 meters tall, so they are incredibly tall. In terms of style, this is definitely a Gothic Renaissance piece of architecture. It's a pretty pleasant square here. You can see the Hofbräuhaus there in the distance. I'm gonna go there for lunch a little bit later on. But pretty beautiful architecture down here. I'm definitely glad I found an iced Americano. I was totally falling asleep there and losing energy. I am just exhausted. I only got 4 hours of sleep last night, so I'm just absolutely out of it and can't really enjoy the day today as much, but doing the best I can, trying to get caffeinated. The only catch to enter the Hofbräuhaus is that you have to buy an FFP2 mask, I think he said, which I've never heard of. I know the KN95s and N95s, but anyway, he sells them for €1.50 in his gift shop, and it'll let me in the door, so I'm probably going to do that and then have a good German lunch here in Munich. It's probably its most famous restaurant here in the city. This is Hofbräuhaus. You can see the ceilings are just incredible in here. Really cool. Yeah, this is a traditional Bavarian style beer hall, so it's usually communal seating. You'll actually share your table with a few other people. So I'm gonna go have some beer and lunch and enjoy the atmosphere. So I'm so glad this place is even open. There's a lot of people going to the terrace. I'm not really that interested in that, so I'm just gonna find a table around here to eat. But yeah, definitely a huge space too. This building could easily fit hundreds of people. So it's open seating, so I'm gonna go try to find a sunny spot here to enjoy my meal. Looks like, oh yeah, they're doing every other table basically. Looks like all the good ones are taken, unfortunately. But this'll do. Maybe in the back there. It's actually nice along the wall if that's available. Yeah, I'll take this right here. Perfect. So cool. Looks like they carved their names into the table too. So I just realized that this is actually my first sit-down restaurant experience during this entire 10-day trip across Europe. So I chose the Hofbräuhaus very intentionally because it's amazing. The food is amazing. It's not cheap, but it is amazing. And their beer is amazing. I did not get the Mass, the 1 liter beer. I might later, I'm not sure yet, but to start, I've got myself a pint, the half liter, of the Hofbrau Original. So their original beer, refreshing, fine, bitter, a beer with character. €4.80, so it's affordable. I wouldn't say it's cheap, but you know, it's what you would pay in Canada, and that's all I really care about. So cheers. So I polished off this original Hofbrau. He has just brought me their signature Dunkles beer, so the dark beer. So this one is refreshing, tasty, and the origin of Bavarian beer, according to the menu. So we'll try this out. Oh, yeah, it's really good. It's not like a Guinness or anything like that. It's not a stout. It's definitely an ale still, but yeah, with a much more body than the other one, I guess. Again, €4.80, not really expensive whatsoever. All right, my food has arrived. I ordered, in English, the roast pork with crackling, but this is the Schweinebraten with a pretzel on the side and the Dunkel beer that I'm having with it for my meal, served with mashed potatoes, crackling. Looks absolutely amazing. So this dish here is €14.50, and the pretzel is €1.60. So what you're looking at here is, yeah, about a €30 lunch. So definitely not cheap, but well worth it. It's really good. Dankeschön. All right, well, that was definitely worth doing. I am full though. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go head down to the Residenz now, which is about a 10-minute walk away or so. Check out the historic palace before I have to back to the airport. I've got about 1 hour and 10 minutes or so before I have to board the train out of here. So this beautiful green space is the Hofgarten, which is on the, I guess, north end of the city center here in Munich. Pretty beautiful spot. A lot of people out and about enjoying the cooler temperatures today. It's only about 20 degrees. And it's great that this place is only really 5 to 10 minutes walk from Marienplatz, so very convenient to the direct city center. So this impressive structure is called the Residenz. This is the former royal palace of the Wittelsbach family during the Teutonic era. This started construction in 1385, so it's definitely an older building here in Munich. And down there you can see the Frauenkirche, or the theater church, with its gold/yellow colored steeple, right on the edge of the city center here in Munich. And over here is the old city gate that's running into Odeonplatz on the other side, with the Frauenkirche and the Residenz. Really beautiful spot here in the center of Munich. Definitely a ton of history here in Munich. It's unfortunate that so much of it was destroyed during World War II. So some pretty impressive paintings here along the entrance to the Residenz, showing some scenes from the Teutonic era in the 1300s, even 1258 over here. Pretty impressive. A lot of history here. So the Wittelsbach family ruled this part of Bavaria for centuries. One of the most important royal families of their time. And this is the inner courtyard of the Residenz. But none of this detail that you see on the actual facade exists. This is just a painting, basically, like wallpaper, and nothing to ruin a historical site more than a coronavirus testing site. So I'm saying goodbye to the Residenz, beautiful historic building here in the center of Munich. Definitely worth checking out if you're in the area, and a beautiful fountain to boot. So this is Odeonplatz, and here is the beautiful Frauenkirche with its signature gold color. Beautiful church. Lots of people out and about today enjoying the cooler weather here in Munich and beautiful sights of the city center. So the Frauenkirche was built in 1663. It's an incredibly old Catholic church here in the center of Munich that luckily survived the Allied bombings of World War II. Really beautiful church. So you can see the crowds have definitely picked up since the morning. Everybody's kind of out and about now. Oh my goodness. There's hundreds of people out on the road now. Anyway, this is the old town hall here in Munich. I'm saying goodbye to the city. Have to head back to the airport now, unfortunately, to catch my flight home to Canada. But it was a decent time in Munich. I'm glad I stopped by. I'm glad this was a free stopover too. It didn't cost me any extra to get here and spend the day here. So the subway system can be a little bit confusing here if you're not familiar with it. So just know, if you are trying to get to the airport from central Munich, you need to take the S8, and it can pretty much come to any platform.
into your eyes, I see we're out of time. I guess no one's to blame, nobody crossed the line. I guess no one's to blame, nobody crossed the line. I guess no one's to blame, nobody crossed the line. I guess no one's to blame, nobody crossed the line. I guess no one's to blame, nobody crossed the line. I guess no one's to blame, nobody crossed the line. I guess no one's to blame, nobody crossed the line. I guess no one's to blame, nobody crossed the line. I guess no one's to blame, nobody crossed the line. I guess no one's to blame, nobody crossed the line. I guess no one's to blame, nobody crossed the line. I guess no one's to blame, nobody crossed the line. I guess no one's to blame, nobody crossed the line. I guess no one's to blame, nobody crossed the line. I guess no one's to blame, nobody crossed the line. I guess no one's to blame, nobody crossed the line. I guess no one's to blame, nobody crossed the line. I guess no one's to blame, nobody crossed the line. I guess no one's to blame couldn't see, somehow we couldn't feel. Maybe we rose too fast, maybe we got too high. But I remember days I wonder.
All right, I had a good time in the lounge, and I'm heading to Calgary. Good trip to Europe, 10 days, not long enough.